Good morning, everybody. Presently, we will be dealing with a subject called as strategic management. In the strategic management, we will be dealing with the topic called as techniques of strategic analysis. What do you mean by strategic analysis? Strategic analysis is a process of analyzing various situations that are necessary for to be fulfilled for proper strategic execution. Before strategic execution decision is taken, strategic analysis is done. That is, strategic analysis is done first, later the strategic execution is done. If the report submitted by strategic analyst is not in favor of strategy, then the strategy is cancelled and a new strategy is analyzed, later that it will be implemented. So, while selecting a strategy, the strategic implementation is the biggest obstacle, and for selecting a right strategy, strategic analysis is necessary. Without proper strategic analysis, if we implement the strategy, sometimes it fails. For example, take a situation: the company wanted to go for an expansion strategy. During the expansion strategy, the company wanted to analyze. It wanted to go for expansion strategy. As it wanted to go for an expansion strategy, what they have done, they have analyzed the present position. If the present position says that the company is in losses, is it suggested for the company, for a loss-making company, to go for expansion? No. How do you find out that the company is in losses? Through the strategic analysis. So here, first strategic analysis is done on the basis of which every strategy is implemented. Strategic analysis sees whether the existing strategy is suitable for the organization or not, whether the existing strategy is suitable or not is being seen. Now I'll be sharing you the screen regarding what do you mean by various strategic analysis. Now I'll be sharing you the screen regarding what do you mean by strategic analysis and what are all the important aspects of strategic analysis. What is a strategic analysis? Strategic analysis is a process of conducting a research. What sort of research is conducted for the strategic analysis? A research regarding internal factors is taken into account. A research regarding external factors is taken into account. A research regarding competitive position is taken into account before selecting a strategy. Next one is, it also focuses on organization's interaction with its environment. In the sense, it helps to understand the organization environment and try to adjust as per the environmental conditions or situation present in the market. Strategic analysis, they conduct the research regarding competitive position, internal analysis, internal environment, as well as external environment. And finally, what do? They see whether the existing strategy is feasible or not. And finally, they take a decision whether the strategy has to be implemented or not. There are three phases in strategic analysis. One being the input stage, where the strategy is analyzed, where the inputs are analyzed, like internal analysis, external analysis, and competitive analysis is done. Second one will be the external analysis, that is, the external environment is seen. And third one will be the competitive analysis. What sort of competition is present and how the competition is analyzed is being seen. What are the techniques of strategic analysis? These are all the various techniques of strategic analysis which we will discuss in this class one by one. First one is SWOT analysis. What do you mean by SWOT analysis? This SWOT analysis includes four aspects. One being the strengths of the company, other being the weaknesses of the company, other being the threats and opportunities of the company. What do you mean by strengths of the company? Strengths of a business includes the favorable conditions to operate the business is called as strengths. Weaknesses of the company includes the limitations of the company which forbids the implement of the strategy, and opportunities includes the external favorable conditions operating in the market that helps to successful implementation of the strategy, and threats includes the external conditions or external guidelines which are set by the organization to achieve the goals. These are the four steps involved in SWOT and conducting a successful SWOT analysis. Strengths includes positive favorable aspect, favorable conditions, and weaknesses includes the limitations. Opportunities includes the external conditions, and threats includes the conditions which make the company to perish in a long run. All these are taken into an account before a strategy is analyzed. Next one is Taos matrix. In Taos matrix, there are four quadrants. One being the SO strategies, second being the WO strategies, third being the ST and WT strategies. These are the four strategies which are present in a Taos matrix. First one is SO analysis. In the SO analysis, how strengths are taken, how the strength is taken to take the external opportunities. For example, Maruti Suzuki has a positive strength that it gives more mileage. This particular point is focused to the promotional efforts to gain the same. Next, WO analysis or WO strategies. How weaknesses are used or overcome to encash the opportunities. For example, Nokia is almost at the extinct in the market. This is because of the outdated models. So all of a sudden, it took an opportunity to merge with the Microsoft and then develop new products. Next, it also have a ST analysis. Using strength, they overcome the threats. For example, Airtel has a financial soundness strength, and with the help of this strength, it is able to merge all the telecom players except Jio and exist as a single one of the biggest player in the telecom market. Next, by overcoming the weaknesses, we can also reduce the threats. For example, Tata Nano has overcome the weakness of faulty design of the engine, and thus it is able to it has corrected itself in two ways. One, the sound that it makes when it moves, and second one is the engine design, which makes it burst when it is placed in a hot sun. These two weaknesses are overcome by alterations, and the threat to exit from the market has been minimized, or we can say thrown away. DCG Matrix. DCG Matrix has two axes. One is the horizontal axis, and second one is the vertical axis. On the horizontal axis, they have plotted relative market share as an attribute. On the vertical axis, they have plotted market growth rate as the attribute. On the horizontal axis, market share. On the vertical axis, growth rate. Both are plotted together, and they have placed all the companies in these four quadrants. Here on the horizontal axis, what they have done, they have placed the market share. On the vertical axis, they have placed the growth rate. These are the two parameters which it has taken to analyze all the business strategies. Here, with the help of these two vertices or axes, what it has done is it has developed four quadrants, and four quadrants are stars, cash cows, dogs, and question marks. Stars includes those businesses which have high growth rate and high profitability and high competitive spirit. They are having excellent present growth rate. They are having excellent profitability in present day environment. Next one is cash cows. Cash cows have low business growth but they have relatively high market share. Presently, they have higher amount of market share, but low growth rate in the future. For example, polythene bag industry. Polythene bag industry has huge market share now, but the chance of future growth rate is less. This is this can serve as an example for cash cows. Similarly, other two types of companies are question marks. Question marks include low market share but high growth rate. For example, paper bag industry and cloth bag industry have low market share now, but they are having highest amount of growth potential in future point of time. Dogs have low market share now and do not have any future prospects in the future point of time also. Next, what is an SBU? SBU is a strategic business unit. The entire environment is divided into a number of small parts, and each part is called as an SBU or a strategic business unit. It can be called as a division which is present in the entire organization, entire marketplace. The entire marketplace is divided into a number of parts, and each part is called as an SBU. This SBUs helps conveniently to analyze the strategies in each portion of the market. Here, first one is build. First stage of an SBU is build stage. Build stage means the companies are ready to increase their investment at this stage. Whole stage in the sense this strategy helps this phase helps the company invest just enough to keep the SBU in the present position, and harvest in the sense they withdraw or reduce certain amount of investment so that they can maximize the short-term cash flows, and divest in the sense selling out of the particular unit which is completely in loss making. Next one is GE 9-cell matrix. GE 9-cell matrix has two attributes or two axes. One is the market growth and second one is the competitive position. One being the market growth and second one being the competitive position. It has analyzed all the business firms into these two quadrants, one the market growth and second one the competitive position. And a matrix has been formulated. This matrix consists of totally 9 cells. And it has categorized the entire 9 cells into 3 positions of the market, one being the profitable, one being the stable, and the other being the divesting stage of business cycles. Quadrant 1 shows that it is having a competitive position in the market, that is successfully leading the competition in the market, and quadrant in this, and it also says that the market growth rate of the company is also good. Quadrant 2 says that the competitive position is weak and there is a rapid market growth. Quadrant 3 says that the competitive position is weak and it has slow market share. Next, quadrant 4 says that the company's competitive position is very strong and slow growth rate as present. Cluster analysis. We have studied the entire cluster analysis in a separate PPT, but now we'll take it in brief. Political conditions include trade restrictions, that is trade sanctions which are present, and political stability. In the sense, any country, any business firm enters into the market only which has highest amount of political stability. Second is economic factors. Economic factors includes the growth of the economy, the interest rates present in the economy, the inflation and deflation situations present in the economy, and the currency valuation in the economy. The social factors indicate the market size, that is whether the market is big, large, small, or niche it is seen. This technological factors indicate whether the existing technology is sufficient or new technology has to be done or technological changes are necessary. Porter's five forces model says that there are five forces in the market which are called as these five forces are called as supplier bargaining power. There are five forces in the market, one being the suppliers bargaining power, and second one is the buyers bargaining power. First of all, what do you mean by bargaining power? If the number of suppliers are less, the bargaining power is more. If the product is unique, the supplier bargaining power is high. If the size of the supplier is high, then the bargaining power is high. If the switching cost is high, then the bargaining power is high. Next, buyer bargaining power. If the number of buyers are low, then the bargaining power is high. If the importance of each product to the buyer is high, then the bargaining power is high. If the switching costs are high, then the bargaining power is low. In this way, the bargaining power has been studied. Here, the Michael Porter have stated that the entire competitive environment consists of five different issues. One, bargaining power of suppliers, bargaining power of buyers, threat from new entrants, threat from substituents, threat from new entrants. These are the five elements which are present in Porter's five forces model. This five forces indicate a level of competition which exists in the market. Third one is competitive rivalry. If the competition is intense, automatically the rivalry between the competitors is increased. And fourth one is threat from the substituents. Substituents products makes the bargaining power of buyers more and bargaining power of manufacturers less. Next one is threat of new entrants. If the new person want to enter into the market, then he has to produce in large quantities. It requires huge amount of investment. He has to study the government policies altogether and other things. Next, value chain analysis. Value chain means these are the chain of activities which are present, which indicates that each the value chain. Chain means set of linked activities. Value means each activity will increase the profitability of the organization. Each activity will make the organization, will make the products more and more valuable. Right from the raw material to the finished product, there is a complete step-by-step increment in the value of the products. Here, entire activities are divided into two types. One is the primary activities, and second will be the supportive activities. Primary activities and the supportive activities. What do you mean by primary activities, and what do you mean by supportive activities? All the activities, right from procurement of raw material to the supply of finished goods to the customers, are called as primary activities. The human resource management activities, the infrastructural management activities, and technological activities are supportive activities. 5 minutes. Next one is allocate the cost of each activity. Allocate the cost of each activity in the sense each activity's expenditure is planned and it is executed. Here, what are all the primary activities includes the mission statement, the vision statement, the objective statements, the goals, etc. are being studied, and on the basis of which various supply chain activities are monitored. This is a complete framework analysis regarding various strategic options available in the market and various techniques in order to maximize the sales and select a best strategy. These techniques helps to analyze whether the existing strategy is feasible or not, whether the existing strategy is profitable or not, whether the existing strategy can be selected or not.